about this beautifully illustrated children's book, and we really wanted to talk about it because the great news is the author, writer and illustrator Baljinder Kaur, she is from the Midlands. Now, originally from Leicester, but she's moved to the Black Country. She's been living in Wolverhampton. She got married there, and so she's adopted now into the Black Country for sure. Her new book is called Guru Nanak the Magnificent, and it is just a stunning piece of work. But what's beautiful about it, and Sunny and I loved, is the book is for kids. It's for all children. Baljinder, it's such a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming in.
Now, let's set the context, shall we? I grew up going to Punjabi class, and there was only this one book that you were given in Punjabi class, and it had Ura Ara Iri, which is the Punjabi alphabet.
Yeah.
It was orange, and when you turn the pages, it was all about teaching you the language. But I never grew up reading any books about the founder of Sikhism, Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So what inspired you to want to do a children's book and something like this, which actually it's not just for Sikh children, this is for anyone and everyone, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the main reasons was definitely the fact that we don't have a lot of that type of material. And I remember this one specific night, which was about 10 years ago, my nieces came over for a sleepover, and I'm trying to get out books that they might be interested in that have some kind of like spiritual significance that they can really resonate with. And all I could find was, the ones, I don't know if you ever heard the Guru Nanak bedtime stories.
Yes.
The kind of the blue books.
The blue books, yes.
So I bought that out, and I'm reading it to them, and they couldn't connect to it, and they
weren't interested.
They weren't interested. And there were no colourful pictures. There was nothing. And I think in that moment I realised that you have to, that there's a gap, and there needs to be something there. So.
We've seen people telling stories through centuries about religious and also historic and also fantasy, and every story has been retold and told in a certain way, presented in different ways. Why do you think that with Sikhi and also telling the stories of our gurus has taken a bit longer to just say, oh look, let's try a new way of just presenting the story that we all know and love to a younger audience? Like I think this book's amazing, the way it's been put together. I'm a dyslexic, so I love the visual side of it more than the words, but at the same time the message isn't lost. And this year is a very special year for the founder, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, because it was his birth anniversary, wasn't it?
Yeah, 550 years.
Yeah.
Why is it taking so long? I think mainly as a diaspora community, I think we've spent so long just settling and finding ourselves and feeling grounded.
Yes.
And now it's this kind of generation that's kind of moving ahead and forward with the arts and finding different kind of innovative ways to kind of tell our stories again with.
Do you think part of it is, let's be honest, right? I don't know about you, but growing up, I never thought of any of us as like artists or creative or you can paint. Yeah, right. There was never, you never really saw that. And to be honest, it was never really encouraged. You're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, a scientist, and those are fantastic and rightly so. But I think it's fair to say within the Punjabi community and actually the Asian community, you're not really encouraged to delve into the arts unless you want to be a Bollywood actor. Then we're all there with you.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the case? Was that the case for you?
Not for me. I think I've been really fortunate and really lucky. I've never been stopped. I've always enjoyed it, and everyone around me has always encouraged me, especially my husband, who's right here.
Yeah.
But,
hello, husband.
Hello, husband.
Yeah. But most of the time, I've suffered from a lot of self-doubt, and he's always been the one that's kind of propelled me forward and just said, keep going for it. So.
And where do you think that self-doubt has come from? Is it because really no one else has done it, if you know what I mean? This is the first of its kind. As I said earlier on, even me for growing up, and I'm somebody who really looks out for books like this, I've not seen it. So was that part of the reason that you felt a bit of self-doubt?
Maybe for that book in particular, probably there was self-doubt for that, because it's such a sensitive topic as well, because Guru Nanak Dev Ji is so beloved to so many, and I've always felt I don't want to offend anybody in any way. So there's a doubt, but generally as an artist, I think a lot of people experience self-doubt because you'll always feel as if you're not good enough because you're constantly trying to be better.
Yeah, you're looking for the perfect masterpiece. Is that what it is?
It,
And how has I guess you living in the West Midlands and being around this environment shaped the way that you tell stories, and also how it's affected your artwork as well? I mean, you see a lot of greenage, you see a lot of foliage, you see a lot of, you don't see a grey and gloom in your books, and it's so colourful. And if you walk around the West Midlands, you do see a lot of greenery. How has that affected you and your artwork and also storytelling?
I don't know if that's directly affected it in that way,
Okay.
but in Wolverhampton there's a huge Punjabi and Sikh community, so I feel a lot more connected to that since moving, and it's probably the life and the energy of that's probably metaphorically transcended.
Gone into it.
If anything, yeah.
And are you keen for this book to go out to schools for people to for teachers to have the access to this kind of book to be able to read it? Because part of it is when you're teaching children about world religions, I don't know how it was for you, but I remember we just had like a computer, we just had a projector screen and we were told this is a world religion, this is Hinduism, this is Sikh, and that was it. You couldn't really understand it. So do you think maybe having a book like this in schools would help trying to translate, and those people who don't understand Sikhism, don't understand, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, will get maybe just an introduction to what it is to be in the Sikh faith?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's always meant to be a more human way to connect to it, because I think the books that we've had so far, like when I go to Waterstones, I always check out the different sections, and in the religious section there's like beautifully illustrated kind of mini Quran type books or the Bible, but there's nothing on Sikhi, and if there is, it's just photographs and a bit of description.
Yeah.
And it's not very
we can do better.
There's no feeling.
We can do better than that.
Yeah,
and you have.
Yeah, I hope so,
yeah, you have.
I absolutely love it. I can't wait. Genuinely cannot wait for Tyra to read this one. Now, the best way for anyone, if you're tuning in and thinking, wow, I didn't know that this was available, the book is available now. It's called Guru Nanak the Magnificent. And you need to go to the website mightykhalsa.com.
Yep.
So that's mighty, Mighty, and then Khalsa, which is KHALSA.com, and you can just essentially just buy through there and get all the details as well. You're on Instagram as well, aren't you, Baljinder?
I am, yeah.
How do people find you on the social media?
They can find me through this lovely name, which is Blahjinder, Blahjinder.
Why are you called Blahjinder? I love that.
I've always had a very hit and miss relationship with social media. I think it's great sometimes, but sometimes it can be quite destructive as well, especially as an artist. So I think at one point I was deleting and making accounts many years ago, and then afterwards it was like, you know what? Blah. I'm just
blah, blah, blah.
I'm just
love that.
Yeah, it's just going to be a way for me to help me develop, and I'm not going to take it too seriously. So I think that's where it came from.
Brilliant.
Really.
And just quickly, what is the story that you're telling in this book for anyone who's listening?
So it doesn't delve into specific stories of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, because I think there's so many and there's only so much you can do with a 32-page picture book. So it's more about the essence of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and it's more of a poetic visual, I'd say.
And it sets the context for anyone who doesn't know about, why Sikhs really revere Guru Nanak Dev Ji, I think, having read the book. So it's called Guru Nanak the Magnificent, and you can find further details on the website, mightykhalsa.com, or you can follow Baljinder as well on Instagram, Blahjinder, so Blahjinder.
Right,
I love that, I honestly do. Such a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you so
and
much.
congratulations on the book. And well done, husband. Who shall stay unnamed for moral support. Bless him. We're going to take some pictures that will go up on social media. But congratulations. You have to come in when you do. Is there going to be a follow-up? Is this going to be a one-in series, do you think?
We hope so. We hope there'll be more.
Yeah, well, we'd love to get you in the new year and follow that journey. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Thanks.